David, regale us with your pick.
So my pick is their second album, Paul's Boutique. So I grew up hearing the singles off of it. I believe it was Shake Your Rump and Hey Ladies. So everyone's heard those songs. But the album itself is something that it kind of flies under most people's radar, and I think I first heard it only 5 or 6 years ago.
Whoa.
And discovered the album itself and listened to it all the way through. And I was just struck by wow, this is not at all what I expected, I just happened to come across it, I think, on YouTube or something. It's wow, this is not at all what I expected. And so I did some research into it, and it turns out it was basically they left their old publisher and went to, I think, Capitol Records, and I think it was the publisher that hooked them up with the producers, the Dust Brothers. And so they had an album of sample-based tracks that they had done that they were going to turn into an instrumental project or something. And they, Beastie Boys, heard that and was that's what we want to rap to. So it was all this stuff, all these tracks made completely out of just sampled songs. And layer by layer by layer by layer, they built these tracks up to where they didn't even sound really like they had been they were samples anymore. And the idea basically was to market these as an instrumental sort of thing to sort of promote their own brand. But the Beastie Boys got a hold of them and was we want to rap to them. And they're oh, okay, well, do you want us to cut some of the layers out of them, make it more simple? And they're no, just leave them the way they are.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's a great album. It's didn't sell very well, which I think is actually might have what pushed the Beastie Boys to embrace rap rock later on in their career too. Because you had Licensed to Ill, then you had Paul's Boutique, which you are essentially, other than the inclusion of Kerry King on No Sleep Till Brooklyn, it's basically pure hip hop albums.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Licensed to Ill was a massive success. And then Paul's Boutique, not so much. And so it's right after that they had the idea hey, because they were a hardcore band before they began rapping, and they began rapping on the side more as a joke than anything else. And turns out their fans liked the rap more than their other music, so they just went full in on the rap. And so after Paul's Boutique didn't do too well, that's when they're we need a different direction. So they're what if we started playing instruments again? And so it's kind of interesting. They were big in sort of bringing rap rock to the public, the forefront of the public. And it's probably the failure of this album that pushed them to do that.
Makes sense.
But yeah, oh man, I love it so much. Just everything is the way they built it up and the interplay between them. It's so good.
Yeah, I love the just the back and forth of them. It sounds silly to describe it in words, but yeah, them taking turns in each song to emphasize the hit and the lyric. Really, really, it just is so effective. And I love just the power behind it, and I love their passion. They are screaming into the mic in some of these ones, legit. And I love that. It works super well.
And there's a quote from somebody that I want to make sure I get it right, because it pretty much sums up, I think, why I love this album so much, other than what I already said. Where is it? Let me make sure I get it right.
You scrolling Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah. So this is a quote from a contemporary reviewer. It said, an album that is littered with bullshit tough guy bravado, but it's clever and hilarious bullshit. Which
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. I mean, I don't know if I agree exactly with those words, but it's a fun listen for sure.
It is a fun listen. I cannot argue that.
And nowadays, it's an album that would never be made because the cost of the samples would put the budget of the album just to a point where no company would ever publish it.
You're right.
So who did the samples? Was it the Dusk Brothers?
Yeah, it was the Dust Brothers. Especially the song. Oh, the song Shadrach. Such a banger. I'm sad that wasn't one of the singles because that's honestly the best song on the album, as far as I'm concerned. And that song is like basically the most expensive rap song ever made because it's made of several samples from Beatles songs.
Oh yeah, dude, what was the song? Was it Eggman that has the Jaws theme at the end?
Yes.
I was like, why is the Jaws theme playing in this?
Really? I've never registered that.
Huh?
I've not registered that at all.
Yeah, dude, like I was listening to like toward the end as they're like fading it out or whatever. But dude, the Jaws theme just straight up plays at the very end.
Yeah. And then
like,
the really hilarious thing about it, that song too kind of exemplifies the whole hilarious bullshit element of this album because that song has like one of my favorite all-time lines in any rap song. So it's called Eggman. And then the line goes, suckers, they come a dime a dozen. And then one of them cuts in and says, and when I say dozen, you know what I'm talking about.
There's some really crazy lyrics in here. I mean, I will get to it, but there's some wild ones in here. Dang. I like a Johnny Royale, or Royale, or however they pronounce it. Like that one, when it starts, it's like, oh man, this is good. All right. And it's like, it's just a straight up banger. It's one of those that has got that Ninja Turtle driving down the street kind of feel. That's what I would equate it to, you know. Richie's giving me a face.
What is that supposed to mean?
That felt scripted.
Yeah, I'm so
I wrote
confused.
these down last night. I'm writing my notes as I was listening to it.
Yeah, Jake's a pretty scripted guy.
It's got that ninja kind of feel, you know? That Teenage Mutant Ninja kind of feel. It's in Brooklyn, right? Or where are they? Where's Paul's Boutique? Where's
yes,
BC Boys
it's in
located?
Brooklyn, yes.
All right, cool.
Head spinning and all
Jacob?
that fun stuff in the.
So your standout is Shadrach, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Why? Like any particular reason besides like all the samples, the lyric,
well, for
lyrics in it?
for one thing, the beat is just one of the best. Basically,
It's so good.
One of the best beats in any rap song that I think I've ever heard, and the interplay between them is really great. And then also, it's a rap song that references Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from the Bible.
What? Yeah, that's what it's called. That. Oh man. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego.
Which, makes sense when you realize the Beastie Boys were 3 Jewish boys from Brooklyn.
Yeah. A lot of this went over my head listening to
I'm
this.
surprised there wasn't like
right?
a lyric and they're like, they were standing in the fire. It was kind of cold. Or something crazy like that, you know. Anyway. Jacob, what do you think of Paul's Boutique in general and specifically Shadrach as well? What do you think of Shadrach?
I gave it a quick listen. But I feel like a lot of this just went over my head. I didn't really think too deep into it because, I mean, I've listened to Beastie Boys a lot, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, there's another solid Beastie Boys album. But hearing this is like, I think I need to re-listen to it, focus on it. I really liked, I think that might be on the special edition or something. It was the Stop That Train, where they warble that sample.
Yeah.
That just tickled the brain. It's so good.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was on Spotify listening to it, and they have the it's not B-sides, but in the 20th anniversary version, which is the only one on Spotify.
Yeah,
they have all those like B whatever tracks.
Oh yeah, that's B-boy Bullabot. I don't know how to
I
pronounce
can't
that.
pronounce that either.
So it's on the original release. It was all one song. It was all one track. So, but on
really.
But on later releases, they separate them out into little short tracks.
Let me see if I
makes
can
sense.
find the names of those.
It's like bolabasa or however you pronounce that.
yeah,
It's
like
some
a
kind of
B.
food. I have no idea.
Bolognese.
Look up Jewish foods.
Paul's Boutique.
Jewish food.
Jewish food.
Jewish food.
That
Paul's
sounds like
Dream by Hans Zimmer. You can go to that. Was there any other standouts for you, Jacob?
Just the classic ladies.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Hey Ladies. That's a
Right?
great song. That's
That's
a great
all
What's
song.
a cowbell?
Dude,
Oh,
the
Hey Ladies.
cowbell. Man.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, ladies. It's all. Yeah, B-boy. Oh, God, it's a big word.
Butcher the name. Do it.
Bouillabaisse? Bouillabaisse or something like that?
It's like so close to being bolognese, but it's
yeah,
not.
it's like B-O-U.
What if it is just
ILL.
bolognese and he can't read?
Maybe. Yeah.
A-B-A-I-S-S-E. Like, it's got like 13 letters in there. That's a big word. It's a little bit too big for me. Maybe it's not too big for Richie over there. What do you think of all
I'm
this
not saying that
craziness?
word.
All this. I can't even pronounce it, so I can't even tell you what it is. But, dude, yeah, Hey Ladies is great. 3-minute Rule really threw me for a ringer. Like,
I don't
God.
remember that one.
So that's the one that says sucking on your mother's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
I was like just listening to it as I'm like doing the thumbnail for this episode, and I'm like, what did he say?
You know exactly what
verbally
You know exactly what he
assaulted.
said. What's the standouts for you, Richie? Beastie Boys.
It
Paul
is
Petit.
just Hey Ladies. Like that one also though is so much nostalgia. Like hearing
Yep.
that one, like, and also it's one of those. It's just so fun. Like when you turn it on, like it's one you go like sing with. You gotta
Yep.
go. You're not
Mhm.
sitting there listening to it. You're singing it, and then you're all like wondering how do you remember all the words when you haven't heard that song in like 10 years, and then you don't remember what you did yesterday,
But it all comes back to you once it goes, you know.
dude. Right?
Yeah, it was a fun one. Did David? I want to get your opinion on Eggman. What's up with that song?
Eggman.
Yeah, what,
Great
they talk
song.
about Robotnik from Sonic. Or
That's
No,
all I
they're
can
talking
think
about-
of.
It's they're
Yeah.
they're talking about eggs. Like
How
it's
Dumpty Dumpty was in
basically
there.
it's basically one giant string of egg related puns. So you got suckers, they come a dime a dozen. And when I say dozen, you know what I'm talking about. And then there's another part where there's another part where it says not like the crack that you put in a pipe.
No way, that's in there, dude.
That's actually fucking
That's
great.
fire.
That's
Wow.
fucking great.
Dude, Beastie Boy, they're on another level. Yeah, that has the Ninja Turtle. What did I write down here? I said Ninja Turtle hopping rooftops in Brooklyn.
What
kinda
is with
feel.
all the Ninja Turtles?
I just was listening to it and I'm like, because look, Beastie Boys has been in like some Ninja Turtle movies, some Ninja Turtle
I didn't know that.
episodes.
I didn't know that
And so
either.
like, and it makes perfect sense because they're in New York.
I'm just like
they're in
sitting here
Brooklyn.
like, are you saying
Yeah.
Beastie Boys belong in the sewer or something?
No!
Wow.
Well, hey, they did find Jewish people in the sewers, tunnels underneath New York. Do you remember that?
You should
Kanye
invite
predicted
Kanye
that.
on.
It all leads back to Kanye.
You're the one who's saying all this shit.
I have no issues with Jewish people. If they want to go into a sewer, that's fine. I just have questions about that. Why are you going down to where the Ninja Turtles live? Come on, man. Yeah, and the Jaws thing was weird in Eggman. I thought that was strange. Okay, the beat in High Drift Planer.
High Plains
Oh,
Drifter.
High Plane Drifter. Dude, I think that's one of my favorite songs on here. That's like, that's a good song right there. Makes me happy. Good.
A little too
It's
happy.
satisfying.
Yeah.
It's satisfied. It's like, let's do it.
Do you need to change your pants?
You
now,
know,
guy?
oh my
Pants
God.
feeling tight in the front.
Speaking of pants, like it says, what was it? 3-minute rule. Dude, that's a wild line. I was making records when you were sucking on your mother's, and I was like, what? Dude. And they don't say the T word, they say a different word. And it's like, dude, that's a wild line. And a wild line to cross, I'd say.
Oh, speaking of which, I was listening to it a couple days ago, and I caught a line that I'd never caught before listening to it. It was just so stupid. It made me laugh. It's like one of them's like, I can't even remember what song it is, but one of them's like, I'm so high, call me your highness.
That's great.
They got some weird ones like I mentioned it earlier, but like you slip, you slack, you clock me, and you lack. While I'm reading On the Road by my man Jack Kerouac, which is like just some random book from the 50s about I think it's a fictional novel. It's like, what? Okay. And then like one that stood out to me was like, and I'm always going out dapper like Harry S. Truman. I was like, okay, sweet.
Wow.
One of our old presidents, sweet. But that's pretty much all I have
if you
written
can't rap
down.
about
I
dead
liked
president, can you rap?
I liked looking down the barrel of the gun. That track, that sounds really good, and that was really great. And then the Sounds of Science. That actually stood out to me. That's a
Sounds
good
of
track.
Science. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
and of course High Plains Drifter. That's good stuff. Well, anything else on Paul's Boutique? It was the second one they did.
Yeah, it was their second album.
And then after that, did they just be like, hey, we need more rock in our life, you know? Because they went more rock rap than rap rock after this, right?
Yeah, I think the next one was Check Your Head.
Check your
I think. I can't remember.
Mm.
It had the big single on that was So What You Want.
So what you want? What you want? Okay.
And then the album after that was not License to Ill, Ill Communication, which of course
Banger.
was Sabotage. And then you were the one, I think, who turned me on to the fact that there was one of the songs had a verse from Q-Tip in it.
I think the song title is Ill Communication on that album.
Q-Tip's on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So good. Banger.
I need to listen to that one. What's it called? What's it called again?
Ill Communication?
Ill Communication. All right. I'll have to listen to that.
Q-Tip, what you on the mic for?